Wars, tensions were high. The eldest son, 23-year-old Ronald Butch DeFeo Jr., had a troubled relationship with his father, Ronald DeFeo Sr. Arguments were frequent and intense. That night, something inside Butch finally snapped, leading to a tragedy that would stain the property's history and create a dark legend. Around 3:15 a.m., Butch took a high-powered .35 caliber Marlin rifle and moved systematically through the house. He went from room to room, ending the lives of his family as they slept. He murdered his parents, Ronald DeFeo Sr., Louise DeFeo, then his 4 younger siblings, Don DeFeo, Allison DeFeo, Mark DeFeo, John Matthew DeFeo. The crime was brutal and baffling. Just over a year after the DeFeo murders in December 1975, George Lutz, Kathleen Lutz, Kathleen's 3 children from a previous marriage, moved into 112 Ocean Avenue. They purchased the house for a remarkably low price of $80,000, fully aware of the grim events that had taken place there. Believing they had found their dream home, they were undeterred by its history. To cleanse the home of any lingering negative energy, they decided to have a priest, Father Ray Mancuso, come and bless the house. This seemingly simple act of spiritual housekeeping would, according to the Lutzes, trigger the beginning of their terrifying ordeal. The blessing did not go as planned. As Father Mancuso walked through the home, sprinkling holy water, he allegedly encountered a hostile presence when he entered one of the upstairs bedrooms. The former room of Mark DeFeo, he reported hearing a deep masculine voice command him to get out. The priest was also said to have experienced a sudden, intense cold and was slapped across the face by an unseen force shaken. He left the house and later advised the Lutzes to avoid using that specific room as a bedroom. This initial event marked the start of a 28-day period of escalating terror. The paranormal activity began to intensify almost immediately after they moved in. George Lutz, in particular, seemed to be a target. The details of what the Lutz family claimed to have experienced are the stuff of classic horror stories. One of the most persistent and unsettling phenomena was the sudden infestation of flies. Hundreds of flies would swarm in the sewing room even in the dead of winter. Father Mancuso had a terrifying encounter in that same room. The family would kill the flies, clean the room, seal it shut, and still the swarm returned the next day. It felt like a biblical plague. The first major sign something was deeply wrong inside the house. Physical manifestations took a real toll on the family. George Lutz began to resemble Ronald DeFeo Jr., gaining weight and changing in appearance. Kathleen and George both woke up with unexplained red welts and marks on their bodies. It was as if an unseen entity was assaulting them while they slept. Rooms would go bone-chillingly cold even with the heat on full blast. They experienced auditory and visual hallucinations.